I'll make my remarks as brief as I can. Wayne Cassady with the Louisville Riverport Authority. I'm also on the Riverport Business Association board, and Jenny Fox, the president of that board, had hoped to be here today but couldn't arrange her schedule to make this, so I'm providing some remarks on her behalf. Troy Heverin is also here with the RBA. He heads up the committee for transportation with that board. And really part of the reason, mainly the reason that we're here today is because of he and Barry's work getting us to the point where we can make this important announcement about this new transportation option that'll be available for the Riverport. I also see Matt Yates out here. Matt and I have spoke to a lot of the folks in the Riverport Business Park here, and the leaders almost to a person have mentioned that workforce is their number one issue. And so we're very, very hopeful that this announcement today from TARC is going to be one of the solutions to that workforce issue that we have, not just here in this park, but really across the country. In Riverport, there are over 120 companies and 6,500 employees. That's comprised of companies that do business in logistics like radial, contracting companies, and manufacturing companies. All of these companies stand to benefit from this announcement today. Employers like Radial and many others in the park are growing, and with that growth in mind, Riverport is opening up a new phase of development that's out off South Dixie Highway, about 6 miles from where we're standing today. And we look forward to being a part of the continued growth of the Riverport Park as well as the growth of Riverport companies. And with that, I'd like to introduce Barry Barker.
Good afternoon, everyone. If you look around the crowd, these are the folks that made this project happen. All right, you've heard the expression, it takes a village. Right, well, this is one of those. It takes a village to get one of these projects off the ground. The beauty of it all is this is exactly what TARC is about, right? We want to provide the services that connect people to their dreams, make the community successful. This is a win-win. The employers are going to get the folks they need in order to do the job. The employees are going to get access to a good paying job. And that's what we're about. This is what we try and do day in, day out, is provide access for folks. With that, let me just introduce a couple of folks who are not going to get to speak, but Shelley Pratt from Congressman Yarmouth's office. Thank you, Shelley, for being here. And Larry Cheney from KIPTA. I think in the course of the afternoon, we'll have everybody else that'll speak. But I just want to say, Asa, where are you? On behalf of the whole TARC team, we are excited about this. Rick Blackwell walked up to me and he said, this has been a long time coming. And I said, but it's here now. So yeah, we got it going, and I want to thank you for your efforts. I know it was not the easiest of things listening to me week after week going, every time I'd see you, I wouldn't shake your hand and say, how you doing? I'd say, how's it doing? All right, how's the project? Where's our money? Yeah. With that, let me introduce an individual who I have come to really admire and respect his values and appreciate his continued stance to make Louisville the compassionate city. So without further ado, the mayor.
Thank you, Barry. Good afternoon, everybody. It's hot, so I'll be brief here. This project is all about partnerships and constancy of purpose and keeping on a need that we knew that we had. Great participation from Metro Councilman Rick Blackwell is one of our great ones. Just saying we got to keep going. Barry understanding that. Congressman Yarmouth's office understanding that. Matt Bevin, Governor Bevin in the Transportation Department understanding that, and then utilizing the CMAQ federal money that's out there for us to work smartly to put people to work. And if we're not creating economic opportunity here, then everything else falls apart in the community. So we're excited to see this circulator go to work and more frequency on the 19 as well, so we can test our theories to create more jobs here in Riverport, because Riverport plays a really important role for us in the community as well. You see a lot of growth taking place in this part of the county, Southwest, and it's important that we've got good land, good companies, both today and that we're growing into as well. So for Wayne and his team, their role in the city is also extraordinarily important as well. We've got a problem in the community and that we've got 30,000 open jobs that we need to fill. There's various barriers to filling those jobs, and sometimes it's transportation. So that's why a project like this is so important, to get people to work so that we can fill these jobs. It's a high-class problem to have in a community, but we all want to work together to get rid of that problem so that everybody can get to work and remove a barrier to gainful employment, to building a strong family as well. I'm encouraging everybody, anytime I talk to, when they're asking themselves, how can I help the community, whether it's from an economic development standpoint or a public safety standpoint. From a public safety standpoint, you can go to louisvilleky.gov/be-the-one, and there's all kind of ways in there for you to help the community. And then last, for the moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas out there, if your kids are saying there's nothing to do this summer, we're not doing a good job communicating with you. So check out our Metro Parks. We started all of our parks programs for the summer. We had really good attendance last week. Our Cultural Pass program lets you go to 38 arts and culture institutions around the region free of charge. Be sure to check those out as well. And our community center hours are expanding as well. Library hours with our reading program. So there is a lot to do this summer. Get a hold of us if you can't figure out what to do, and we will point you in the right direction, okay? So congratulations to everybody for bringing this here together. We've been looking forward to it for a long time. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Mayor and distinguished guests, on behalf of Governor Bevin and Secretary Thomas, I'm very excited to celebrate the announcement of this crucial project with you. Our mission at KYTC is very simple. We work hard every day to provide a safe, efficient, environmentally sound, and fiscally responsible transportation system that delivers economic opportunity and enhances the quality of life in Kentucky for all Kentuckians. The Riverport Circulator does exactly that. And that's why Governor Bevin was so supportive of this $2.5 million that we needed for this project. Through the almost doubling of the trips that we'll see now in the Circulator, as well as the greater connectivity that it will provide to the metro area's transportation system, thousands of hardworking Kentuckians will have better access to the Riverport complex, like you've heard about today, and all the companies who need them to work here. It's also going to lower emissions and improve our air quality. And I tell you what, Mayor, more Kentuckians working, more Kentucky businesses thriving, and less air pollution. I can't think of a better thing than that to announce today. KYTC is proud to work with all of you here on this important project, and we look forward to the years ahead. Thank you. And now, Councilman Blackwell.
I'm Rick Blackwell. This is, you are in District 12, which I represent. I tried to, when we did the redistricting a few years ago, I tried to draw the boundaries. I was chair of the committee, and I tried to draw the boundaries so I had all of Riverport, but they keep expanding. So, I continue to not have all of Riverport, but a big part of it. I'm really excited about the announcement today. One of the things as I mentioned to Barry, it's been a long time coming, and I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just been most issues that are out there don't have simple solutions, no matter what it is. And I'm not going to go through all the things that we deal with on a city level, but this is certainly one of them that didn't have a simple solution. It's easy to call Barry up and say, hey, we need more buses to come out. It's harder for Barry to actually find an opportunity to be able to do that and to be able to afford that with shrinking budgets. So it's not one of those things that's easy to do, but it did take the persistence of Mayor Fischer and his staff constantly with us, my other Southwest Council members. We were in lots of meetings at Riverport talking about this, looking at maps, looking at what times different companies needed people, which is part of the problem is, you have lots of different start times and ending times, especially during the peak times. And so thank you. I want to thank everyone for their persistence in getting this done. And ultimately, when we get the bus rapid transit on Dixie Highway moving, combined with this, we got a real winner for Southwest Louisville as well as for the host community.
You notice Rick added at the end the bus rapid transit. That's just so next week, when he's putting in his weekly phone call to me, he's got something to say. So where are we at with that? So thank you all. Thank you for the great stuff expressed. Questions? Concerns? Well, there is a pot of money called the Congestion Mitigation Air Quality Funds, which are actually federal funds that are administered by the state. So we thought that was the best candidate. We had help from Larry Cheney, from the mayor, writing a very crucial support letter, and in fact that support letter has been named as a key reason for getting this. And then on to ACES Court. And basically, we're now sitting here with slightly more than $3 million to spend over 3 years to make sure people get to jobs. Well, it's essentially the Circulator service is going to be focused primarily on connecting folks to Dixie Highway. That's why it's important in 2 years when the bus rapid transit starts to run on Dixie, it'll give folks an even faster ride. But what it'll do is in 2 distinct places on Dixie Highway, and then we'll come and circulate through Riverport. That's the new Circulator service it's going to be. You'll see the markings for Route 19 on the bus behind me, which runs primarily on Cane Run Road and then dips in and out of Riverport as we find the demand. And that will have more frequency on it. So there'll be really 2 aspects to this project. What's the plan once the grant funding ends in 3 years? Talk to me closer to that. No, I'm sorry. Talk to me closer to the end of the 3 years. I mean, basically, what it is we're hopeful that we'll find the money to do it. It will certainly, the 3 years will certainly give us a lot of education about what works, what doesn't work, and then as we move forward on, say, our annual budget cycle, is we'll do what we do every year, and that's basically we go down the list of service, and if we can continue to fund it all, that's great, but we sort of put it in a priority order. So this project's got 3 years to earn its slot on that priority order, if you will. Or we can always find more money.
What kind of jobs? How many jobs?
Well, there's if you recall what the mayor was saying, that there's 10,000 jobs offering. Many of those are here, so it'll be throughout the park, and Radial will certainly be one of the key locations for the job.
Are people hiring?
I'm sorry.
Are people hiring?
Yeah, they're in fact, I think, making preliminary plans to go into their fall hiring of over the holiday season, making sure they've got enough folks to fulfill all the orders that the various companies receive. So that will be starting up shortly, and we're going to be starting our service, or at least we'll define the service, such that the folks here at Riverport can explain to the folks that they're interviewing that here's what you're going to have available to you when you start work. It's going to start probably late October, early November. Okay? Thank you all for coming. Please come closer, enjoy the shade with us. Thank you very much.